timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his fifth! 13! 13! Can you believe it?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. I am your host, Oliver, joined by the mystery man, Sharpie.
Hello.
And the big fellow, Lockie.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to get a fucking word out of this bloke.
I was about to say, he's not giving me much, is he?
No. Wait till we start talking about the Knicks, though, then he will start piping up a little bit.
How was your break, Sharpie? It's been a while.
What do you mean? It was our break. We didn't do anything last week.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, I see Lockie nearly every day. I don't see you every day.
Nearly every day.
Oh, well, I was in Shep for one of the days, so.
True.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I was doing nothing.
You been
what were you
chilling?
doing? No, it's been working.
Oh, yeah. How are those sign checks going?
Yeah, they're going all right.
All right. So we'll get into the NBA.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Well, I got
What do
nothing
you want me
else
to
to
do?
lead on with.
They're going all right. Talk about open-ended answers.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, we did this last year, so we'll do it again this year. A little segment. It's just one game, but where we have an over-exaggeration, possibly, or a hot take after one game of the playoffs. Now, I want Sharpie to go first, because if he doesn't go with something, I'm going to go with it. So, Sharpie, I'll let you go with it. It's just one game, but...
Kings making the Western Conference Finals.
Okay. Now I have to... Okay, explain.
I just like the way they're playing. They're looking so good. And I think with the jaw injury and that, I don't see them getting any further than the Lakers. The Lakers, they'll probably verse the Lakers next round. I think that's how. No, they'll verse Nuggets.
Yeah, they will. No, they will.
Yeah, so I reckon the Kings will knock them off.
Yeah,
Which is good. I think the Lakers just need to knock the Grizzlies off, and it's all fine.
Happy days for Sharpie.
I like the King, especially when Sabonis had a shocking game. Like, I know Monk's probably not going to go for 30 or however much he ended up finishing with.
Wouldn't be surprised if he does, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
And Curry had a good game. Like, he was quiet the first half and then lit it up in the second half. But I feel like the Kings are more sustainable. Like, Keegan Murray didn't play well. Harrison Barnes didn't play very well. Huerta didn't play well, and they still won. But I'm going to bring it to, I'm happy you actually mentioned them, though, because I want to bring this up. The moving screens for the Warriors is still a fucking thing, and it still pisses me off. Like, I know everyone in the NBA does it, but Draymond does it so excessively when, like, he screens and then reverses with his butt. And, they've got to call it. And then Sabonis does a blindside screen down the other end and gets called for a charge. I just think it's too inconsistent. And even when, now I'm glad they didn't call a technical for this, but there was a situation where Trey Lyles fouled Draymond with like 4 minutes left in the post, and Draymond's got in his face and started clapping. Anyone else, that's a technical for what showboating or whatever you want to call it. But like I said, I'm glad they didn't call it, but I'd just like it if they didn't call it for everyone.
More consistent.
Yeah, that's my personal thoughts. Have you got any personal thoughts on that series, Loki?
No, not really. Like, it's good. You still can't write Golden State off.
No, definitely not.
Like, like some of those shots that Steph was hitting was just like, like he's been doing it for so long, but you still sit there and you're like, what the fuck? Like, that's just like that one that he hit in the corner when Clay was like dribbling baseline and just pretty much threw it to him, and forget who came out to contest it, but they were like right there. It's just like, far out.
Yeah.
How is anybody capable of doing that? Like, it's just ridiculous. But that's probably the series of the playoffs, like of the first round of the playoffs. I would say now, because they all got through uninjured, unlike every other team in the freaking playoffs. Like today, it was just like, who's going to stay the healthiest for the bloody playoffs?
Yeah, we'll probably touch on that a bit after, but like Wiggins as well coming back doesn't look like he's really missed a beat. I know he missed that late three, but
Yeah.
who have you got in this series, by the way?
Well,
Sharpie?
Sharpie's already said Sacramento.
Oh yeah, lucky.
I'd like to agree. I really want them to.
Yeah.
But it's still Golden State. So
I was just going along with the segment, to be honest.
Yeah,
fair.
I'm gonna go Kings in 7 still.
Mm-hmm.
Lockie, what's your? It's just one game, but
The Heat are going to the Eastern Conference Championship final, whatever you want to call it.
Wowee. You're backing your team. Oh, that's what I thought Sharpie was gonna do. So I'm a bit.
Nah, he hates the fucking Heat.
No,
He
I
hates
thought
them. That's why I'm
Sharpie.
doing it.
I thought Sharpie was gonna back his team in, but
One game at a time. One game at a time.
But I'll let you go, Lockie, with your Heat talk. With Tyler Hero with a broken hand.
It does hurt. But Giannis.
He hit a 3 with a broken hand. That's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive considering you can't hit one with a bloody normal
hand.
No, it'll be interesting. Now that that's just a totally different team now without Giannis, obviously. So if he's out for a number of games, I honestly think we should win every game without him.
Yeah.
So if he's out for two
they're
games,
they're going to reassess him tomorrow when he wakes up. That's what they were saying.
Yeah,
which would be today. So there'll probably be news in the coming hours.
Yeah. So if he misses like 2 or 3 games, I would think that we'd win every one of them, and then like there's no reason why he couldn't come back and win 4 straight because it's Giannis, obviously, but makes it a lot harder for them. And then I don't know who we run into in the next round.
Is versus Knicks or Cavs?
Probably. I'd back us in.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be a good series, but
oh God, yeah.
And like, I think that if this is like happens with Giannis, there's obviously a serious chance of going out. But I think that if that happens, then I don't see anyone beating the Celtics. Like, I honestly think it's Celtics and Bucks because
the
Celtics have a number over Philly if they verse each other at some stage.
Yeah, it's just more a mental thing with them.
Yeah. So I think that's not a bad take. That's not too bad of a take though, because I don't see how the Bucks can get a win without Giannis.
Yeah.
And
Reggie Miller, because like if Giannis plays, they've got no one to guard him.
Yeah.
Like Bam's too slow, Jimmy's too small. They've got no one to guard him lengthwise. But then when Giannis goes out, then Jimmy just had his own way, and it'll be interesting. If Giannis is healthy, obviously next game is going to be a very different game than what today was. But I think if all things go the way that they look, then I don't see why they can't make it.
I saw a thing today.
Much as Sharpie would hate it.
I saw a thing today saying that Tyler Hero is a bigger loss for the Heat than Giannis is for the Bucks.
Oh my goodness! Who the fuck said that? That's dumb comment of the week, right there.
Like Reggie Miller, I love you, mate, but come on,
that's what Reggie said.
Yeah,
oh man, come on, Reggie.
I know that's Sharpie will be loving that because he
at least
can't
30.
stand him.
Typical fucking dumbass Reggie Miller.
Well, I had 2.
My name's Reggie. I'm here to take out Megan.
I had 2. I really wanted to talk about the Knicks, but
how old are you?
But I'm not going to talk about Knicks. We'll just do that separate. I'm going to say the Clippers. I was confident that they could beat. They were the best team to verse the Suns if they had a full healthy squad. But I still think the Clippers can. I know it's maybe not too hot because they've won the first game, but I think the Clippers are going to win the series against the Suns. And
I can see that happen.
And you look at today's game, Westbrook shot 3 of 18 and they still won. And he obviously came in clutch in the last few minutes, and Kawhi had a huge game. But I think the Clippers have got more areas to improve than the Suns. Like the Suns played pretty well, all rounded. And imagine if they had Paul George. I honestly think the Clippers would be 6. Which is a hot take in itself.
Unsung hero in that game was probably Zubac. I reckon he was also very good.
He's so underappreciated as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like that when he was on the Lakers as well.
Even Eric Gordon showing up. Like I know it wasn't a massive move when they got him. But like obviously he was just on that shit Rockets team doing fuck all, and now he's thrown in playing massive minutes starting. I didn't expect him to start, but I think the Clippers are seriously going to win that series, and I kind of hope they do because I want to see Chris Paul lose again. As much as I liked him on OKC, which is a bit stiff. But since we didn't talk about the Knicks, I'll let you talk about the Knicks now, Sharpie.
One game at a time.
All right, seatbelt on. Let's get
No,
comfortable.
I think that. Go on.
It's one game at a time.
That's the only comment. No, that's the only
I don't want to
comment
hear
he's
this
gonna have.
political shit, Lamb. Come on now.
No, it's one game at a time. We're taking it
Nah.
one game at a time.
Nah.
All right, we'll
Nah.
talk about it, Lockie.
Lids off. Lids off.
I've
They're going to get done again.
I've seen Stephen A talk about it a bit lately,
fucking
and
here we go.
he's got the overreaction king. But what my hot take was going to be is I honestly see the Knicks winning in 6 because they manhandled the Cavs.
It's weird because last week you had the
they're physical.
fucking Cavs in 7.
I did, I know, but one game changes a lot of things. That's my overreaction. But like you looked at it, Randall, when he was being boxed out by Mobley, just bullied him like several times and got like under the ring. And then Mitchell Robinson, obviously.
Mobley's about as bloody thick as you are.
And Randall's coming off an injury as well.
Exactly. And obviously RJ had a shocking game. And
Come on, Sharpie, you got to say something on this.
Pretty average.
Come on, Cobbler.
Pretty average, actually.
Pretty standard.
That's just his average, isn't it?
Just a fucking normal game.
But and then like Donovan took 30 shots. And like, yes, he did have 35, 38. And Garland, I don't think he correct me.
So he hit around half his shots.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Garland either made a shot or he didn't score in the second half, I don't think, but I don't know if he
made a shot.
Oh, he did in the end.
Yeah, he had a mid-range off the glass.
Okay, well, I was listening to the commentators. So that's my calling. But no,
it's pretty much Donovan time.
Yeah, exactly. And if that's going to keep happening, then I don't see how they win. I think it was probably, when you think about it, with their 2 talls, you probably look at it now, it's good to have hindsight, but the Knicks were probably the worst team to go up against with those 2 talls because you got Mitchell Robinson that can offset Jared Allen, and then you got Randall.
Hartenstein.
You got Hartenstein as well, and then you got Randall.
Also, you got Josh Hart as well. He's one of the best rebounding smalls. So
he's so good.
He had 10 boards.
He is so good. But give us some more, Sharpie. Come on now. Give us some more.
That game, like in that game, you got to think about it. The Knicks didn't have Brunson for a whole half, who was out with foul trouble. He had 3 fouls in the first half. You had RJ Barrett struggled that game. Yeah, I know what I said. It's a pretty average game, but he can drop 20 pretty easy. Brought it in with the defense. I think he had 4 steals, so I'll give it that. And he also had 6 assists as well. So I'll give him the credit there. But he just looked really off.
Yeah.
And like that, like you can't be doing that now. Like fucking hell. Like we had to deal with Randall doing it last time in the Atlanta series. He was off, but only because that's the Hawks doubled him every time. But now there's so many more options and stuff. Like you need to be hitting those shots quickly as well. Was also a bit disappointing. He wasn't really hitting it. I don't even think he made anything. I think, but I think it was just if he's there at next season, maybe I don't think RJ should be starting.
Yeah.
I mean, our bench was just too good for our bench outscored theirs and like pummeled them. So
it was
that's going to be a good factor for us coming in.
And that's what I like, is like it's a defense, like the Cavs I think are the best defense in the league, and the Knicks can have a good defense. Like I don't know what they ended up ranking, but like with a Tibbs
is always and
and you got Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson, you're gonna have a decent defense. It worried me because I watched the last quarter, so I didn't see the rest of the game. I watched a bit of the third, but last quarter, Randall, like when he starts complaining and he starts doing too much, the Cavs came back from like 7 points down to, I think they took a 1 point lead. And it was just Randall took a couple of bad shots. He started complaining to the refs.
He does that all the time.
And I think if he just stops, like if he, because then he stopped. And then I think he ended up hitting a clutch 3. It's like, if you focus more on just keeping your control, not going off the umps, or the refs, but I think like obviously having Brunson's a calming figure, and so is Josh Hart. But if you can rope in Randall and not make him lose his mind in the last quarter, I think that's where your biggest thing is. RJ obviously it doesn't help shooting like that. That's my opinion. But if you can, rein in Randall.
Karis LeVert shot 1 of 7 as well.
Yeah, doggies. He's been so shit since the trade, to be honest.
Yeah.
But,
Julius went for 7 for 20, and fucking RJ was 2 of 12.
I don't know if I
airballed 3 as well.
I don't know if I did give a tip on this series, but I'm back in the Knicks in 6. I can't remember if I did give a tip on this last time, but I know Sharpie probably doesn't want to give a tip.
You said you gave the Cavs 7.
Oh, I'm changing it. Okay, I'm changing my mind.
I didn't know we're allowed to do that.
Yeah, well.
Well, then I got whoever wins the finals wins the finals.
Put that on Sportsbet right now. I wonder what the odds are.
Still lose.
All right. Moving on to the injuries. So there's Tyler Hero, broken hand. Giannis, back soreness, I think is just the description that they've given.
We're not going to talk about how my favourite team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, got absolutely smacked up today.
I don't
not going to talk about the Celtics at all.
We're going to get to these ones, but we're getting...
Are we?
Matter of importance.
I mean, we're already on topic of playoff games, and now we've just gone to injuries.
It's a matter of importance, okay? So...
Oh, that's important, because I hate Minnesota and they got smashed. That is important to me.
Yeah, but they smashed OKC, so...
Yeah, true.
Who hasn't?
So we got Morant done something to his hand, probably broken something in his hand. Giannis, back soreness.
It's his shooting hand.
Tyler Hero, broken hand.
That means 2 things.
He doesn't even get it.
I
doesn't even get it. He's retarded.
I'm trying to think of the other injuries. There was a 4th one that I can't think of. I can't think of it.
Giannis, Hero,
but
Morant.
And there was another one.
Who else was there?
There was a 4th one, and I just can't remember.
AD got injured.
AD.
Yeah, he hurt his shoulder.
But he came back.
That's just a given. That's just fucking...
Who's the biggest worry? Because, like, you're taking everything to account.
Giannis, 100%. 100%. I feel like Memphis have actually got more depth than the Bucks do. Like, I actually feel like the Bucks have a better shot than... And did I say the Bucks?
Yeah, I think you got the wrong way around. Yeah.
Yeah, Memphis have a better shot than the Bucks do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, because they actually didn't do too bad without Morant for that period of time when he was out. So I think that Middleton, I don't know, the jury's still out on him for me. I think he had 1 good season. That was about it. And
I think he's a good Robin. I think he's a very good
100%, because he doesn't care. Like, he's not a genuine superstar to want to like compete against or get shitty about not having the ball and all that sort of stuff. So
I think he's the perfect third player.
I mean, that contract fucking says otherwise, but
true.
True. You're saying Giannis Sharpie as well?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Bam's
say
fucking soft, and Giannis could easily body him.
Yeah,
so
that's true. And get him in foul trouble. And Lockie's not happy with that.
No.
I'm gonna just say Jar because I don't like. I've watched the clip and I obviously can't be a doctor and judge it how Giannis feels.
No, you're far from that.
I feel like Giannis.
You took like fucking 2.5 years off for a groin injury.
Anyway, I think Giannis would. I feel like Giannis would be back in like 2 games or something. Whereas Jar, a hand injury, it looks like something would have to be broken in his hand. And I think the Grizzlies don't win without Jar obviously they're missing Brendan Clark and Steven Adams already. And I fucking hate the Lakers. And I hate the Grizzlies, but I wanted the Grizzlies to win. But
I'm in the same boat. I hate the Lakers, but I hate the Grizzlies more, where I wouldn't care. Like I said, I would rather see LeBron win 10 more championships than see the Grizzlies win one.
Correct. Could you imagine what our good friend bloody what's his face would do if they won a chip?
Yeah, good old what's his
Wright.
face.
Nick Wright.
No, not Desmond Bain. The other one. The other
Dylan Brooks.
Oh,
Dylan Brooks. Fuck.
that's how relevant you are. We don't know you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I do.
Oh, it'll be a good test for him, though, according to him, against the Lakers. It'll be a good test for him. Going to be a hell of a good test now, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
All
gets
that dancing
dunked
before
on.
the game, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
You'll be dancing in Cancun in 2 weeks, you fuckhead.
Nearly fucked up saying that.
Yeah.
All right. The other two series we didn't talk about that I said we'll get back to later. We'll start off with Denver, Minnesota. Minnesota.
Let's go.
Celtics.
We'll go to that second. Minnesota knocked out OKC. I'm proud of my team. We're going to be in the top 6 next year. I'm calling it now.
Yeah. What? Before we move on, what's your thoughts on what I sent you during the week?
I think the Celtics, it's a little bit different. But maybe that's because the Celtics were in an somewhat easy conference when they did that. Like,
yeah,
there was probably 2 other teams that were difficult. It was the Hawks and I think it was the Hawks at the time, and obviously the Cavs.
Yeah, and probably nearly the Knicks may have been at the time too with Carmelo and that.
Oh, the Raptors. Oh no. Melo left in what, 17, 18?
Yeah, I can't remember.
And this series was in 18 or 19.
But
and the Raptors, they had DeMar, but that Raptors team was
true.
That was always a letdown. His comment was, to give some background, is the Thunder, the Celtics team from 5 or 6 years ago when they had Jaylen Brown and obviously Tatum up and coming.
And all the draft picks too. Like the draft picks were a massive thing in the Celtics building to what they are now as well.
Well, I think we're going to trade. We're going to have to trade some of the Houston picks because we can't use all of them. We can't pick all of them. And I honestly think we can get an all-star with those picks, with just the picks. We should be able to get an all-star.
That's a thing. Like
I'd watch Chicago in this situation with Levine.
Yeah, true.
Well, that is very interesting because we've got a thing coming up about that later. But
because that's pretty much all. That's probably the only difference is that you've got Shea, who's like your Tatum equivalent. You don't really have that Jaylen Brown yet.
We've got
Giddy showed it a little bit in that game before they got eliminated, but he's not that genuine.
Yeah. But
you got Chet and Chet and
Poku.
No, maybe Wemby. Lol jokes. Imagine.
Poku's coming back. Poku's coming back.
Fucking hell.
No, but I think OKC's team's deeper than that Celtics team. Like, we got obviously J-Dub.
J-Dub's going to be a fucking star, man.
Jet. Wiggins.
See that hook shot that he put up?
Yeah.
Oh
no, that was the other one, wasn't it? That was Jay Will. Jay Will's good
I thought it was J-Dub.
Jay Will is very good as well. Like, it hurts me to say, but JRE might not get minutes next year. He might actually get traded.
Knicks legend JRE.
Let's trade him to the Knicks. Let's keep him in the family, to be honest. But
as a backup center, that wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, he just doesn't fit in at OKC, and I want to keep Kenny Hustle because we need him. But like, we've just got too many young players. Like Aaron Wiggins, he's a good player.
You need to get some vets in that team.
Yeah. I think Trey Mann will get traded. I know he showed a bit of promise. He'll either get traded or released. I fell in love with too many of these not shitter players, but these young.
That's the thing about when you're in the struggle era. When you're in the tanking, you tend to like all the players that were there from the beginning in that. Like we had like Frank Ntilikina, Kuzminskas and all that stuff. Yeah, Knox.
From the greatest draft in history.
Yeah, the Fortnite jacket, just the greatest.
What are your thoughts on Kyle Anderson at the end of the game today?
What did he do?
or it might not have been at the end of the game, but it looked like it was when he got called for that flagrant one. Have you seen the
No.
video yet?
I've seen the
Oh my
video
God,
of the
I'll send it
Nuggets
to
fan
you.
yelling out to him saying
It's
maybe you should punch
just,
him, Rudy Gobert.
Oh yeah,
oh
when Connor
mate,
Brown,
yeah,
when
correct.
Brown was taking that free throw.
No,
Connor.
no. It was when Brown was defending him, and
I thought it was when he
Anderson
was
like,
taking the free throw.
Oh, it was said
nah,
when
but
the video. Yeah, no, sorry.
yeah,
We're on two
but
different pages.
Brown was just like defending him, and Kyle Anderson always was just like fake shot, and then all of a sudden like just sort of jumped in and threw his elbow into his cheek, and like I just do not like this team one
Oh,
bit.
so you'll like that, you'll hate that, but you'll love it when Jimmy Butler does it.
No, but this was like this was intentional trying to just elbow him, not putting a shot up, just like full fucking elbowing him in the face.
Minnesota's just a shocking franchise. And like I
In
like
every,
Mike
in every
Conley.
sport, as well, they're just horrible.
Correct.
I
Yeah,
like Mike
Vikings
Conley.
suck.
And
Yeah, he's the only one that's got his fucking head screwed on.
I don't mind Kyle Anderson.
Oh,
I don't
fucking
mind him.
hell.
I don't mind him, but of late he's become a bit of a cat.
A bit.
But they're gonna get. I honestly think they're gonna get swept. I don't see
Yeah.
how they get.
I hope they do.
Nuggets. And I mean,
Do you reckon
okay,
it's time for them to move on from Cat?
yes,
Yeah.
but I don't know
Yeah.
what you're gonna get for him.
Give the reins to fucking.
What are you gonna get for him? You're gonna get nothing for Cat. I don't think he has that much of a pull.
Mm.
Like he had what?
Yeah,
13
he's sort of
points
past his
tonight?
time now. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
He's soft as fucking butter.
But then again, I don't think OKC would have done much. I don't think we probably would have got one game against the Nuggets, but
yeah, it's better than what they're gonna get.
Yeah, hopefully. Nuggets get some rest going into the second series.
Yep.
Last
they're
series,
in a good spot.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're in a great spot.
Celtics versus Hawks. Now, I called the tweet. I did a tweet as soon as Hawks made it through that the Celtics are going to win in 5. I'm still obviously going to stick with that one, Sharpie. I'm not going to change my mind. What are your thoughts on this series? Because obviously the Hawks got Quinn Snyder now. He's a better coach.
Yeah, 100%.
But I still think they're way out of their depth. They need to move on from John Collins, but he's on a max contract, so I don't know what they're going to get for him.
Yeah.
I don't know why they.
What's your thought on Clay and him wanting that big contract? What do you think's going to happen there?
Wait, what?
Clay Thompson.
We're talking about the Hawks, though.
Yeah, no, I know, but we're just talking about max contracts, and it just made me think of it. Like, what do you guys think is going to happen with that?
I didn't even hear anything about that, to be honest.
Oh, there was heaps of stuff going on about it today. Like he's wanting like a max contract and all this sort of stuff. And
I mean, he's deserved it for his career, but
yeah, maybe a bit earlier on though.
Yeah.
He should have been asking for this.
I don't know.
Especially coming off an ACL too. Like that's obviously a risk just there. He's done well since coming back, but
I mean, he'd be a perfect fit for the Mavs. Like with Doncic driving in and just kicking it to him, like it'd be perfect. And he was linked with the Mavs when he was first going to leave, in 2019. So, I don't know.
Sorry, bit off topic, but it just.
No, well, what do you think, Sharpie? Well, we're.
I mean, I feel like it's a bit too late now to give him such a massive contract.
Yeah.
Like money wise. Depends on how, like, I think their GM's potentially leaving as well. So who knows what, if Bob Myers wants to do something like that. But I know they'll want to keep the core, but I mean, you're going to have Kuminga, not Poole. Who's the other bloke? I can't think of him. Who?
Moody.
Like, I'll just go with Kuminga for now. I think his contract's going to be coming up soon, and whether you're going to give him a rookie max or something. So
I don't think Kuminga's deserved it. Like he gives valuable minutes, but I don't think he's.
And that's the thing. But who knows what he can do for another team though? Like he can be such a.
He can be a big piece for another team, just not that team.
Which sucks because you look at players like him and Wiseman, who could have done. They could be doing. I know Wiseman's not there anymore, but they could have done so much more.
Yeah.
Like in a bigger role.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, like I know it's hard to put rookies into a championship team and stuff, but I feel like they kind of fucked up their draft picks. Like, and now you can't. Obviously, they've hit with Draymond, Clay, and Steph, but these last 4 or so years, I think they've kind of fucked up on their draft picks. And then they even had like Eric Pascal and stuff who balled out when they were like you said, Sharpie in the group. Pascal. Who else do they have? They had
like JTA and all that
yeah,
stuff. Like
they had good players, and it's like they've kind of messed up a bit. I think, but anyway, we'll get back to the Hawks Celtics.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's all right.
the third time.
Yeah. Sharpie,
Go
what do you think of this series? Because I know you're not a big fan of Trey, but you don't hate him anymore.
Oh, he's his biggest fan. What do you mean?
I'm not as bad as what I was a couple of years ago. I feel like it's just corny now.
Why is that?
To hate. Oh,
Is it
I mean,
because
it just got old.
Yeah.
No, not that. It just got old, like hating on it and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Does that mean
it made you realize like how much the Knicks just didn't have, or like how badly the Knicks can get exposed, or how easy the Knicks can get exposed when they have like a guard that's not capable, or anyone that's not capable of just
how
at
much
least.
they're exposed that they needed Jalen Brunson.
Like they need to make him work
And
on
like
the other end.
that wasn't like Kemba was there, and he didn't fit them. Like Kemba didn't fit that mold.
Yeah, nah.
So, but
And it shows how important he is too, because Dallas struggled without him as well, and U's have thrived with him.
yeah, Dallas did well in that series against the Jazz without Luka, and yet Dallas were planning on paying him 4 years, $55 million. So yeah, but
yeah,
against the Celtics, I think the Celtics are just too strong for Atlanta, and that's not a fucking.
They're
like
too good.
That's not a smart answer. That's just an obvious answer, really.
Yeah, John Collins is just going to be irrelevant because they're going to be that good defensively. It's just going to be what Trey can do to keep him.
Yeah, and then when you're going to have someone like Marcus Smart,
DeJounte Murray
or Derek White,
or Jaylen Brown, like pick your poison. Good luck.
With that though, I want to take it back to prior to the Miami Heat Hawks game. Before the game, it came out. It got released somehow that the Atlanta Hawks, what are they?
Yeah.
The general, like the GMs and all that, the front office had said that everyone's going to be on the trading block, including Trae Young. And then they ended up flying to Miami to personally speak to him before the game, saying that it's not true. And it's like, why are you doing all this shit? And how has this possibly got out? Like the day of a game.
Yeah. First
it could just be it could just be a Miami reporter saying that stuff just to try and unease the players.
No, but it's confirmed that the front office, like they had multiple front office people fly to Miami to speak to him. So that part's true. I don't know if whatever else has happened is true, but then again, like Trae Young's had a good year, but he also goes missing. He's gone missing a lot more this year. I think he's a lot further away from the superstar status than I thought. Like I thought he was going to be getting to that superstar status this year, but I think he's gotten a lot further away than a lot of people would have thought. Personally, that's what I think. But you don't see him dropping those 40-point games anymore. And I know he's got another running partner now, but he's still got to be efficient. But what do you think about that whole situation about the trade? Do you think they should entertain a trade possibly? I mean, I think they should just get rid of John Collins first and go from there. But
yeah, I think that'd probably be the best way about it. Getting rid of John Collins, and not just with the contract wise, but I mean what he does. Like what he offers you. Like Capella offers you a lot more, and he can't shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it for the previews. We'll be back in a moment.
So we're not going to talk about the Nets.
We'll be back in a moment. And we're back. Sharpie's just reminded me that we haven't talked about one of the matchups. I apologize. It's the Nets and the Sixers. I would love to forget about the Sixers, sorry. But let's talk about them. because Jock Vaughan came out saying that he was disappointed in how it was reffed, and I think that's always going to happen against the Sixers. But Sharpie, since you seem so eager, I'll let you go first to talk about this series.
Did you know Harden did not have a single free throw in that game?
No, I did not.
Bullshit.
How about that? Unless I've
Wow,
read the
is that
stats
all?
wrong.
Is that all you
But-
wanted to?
That's a big surprise, really.
How,
I mean,
how about them apples?
yeah. Like, you look at that. You look at a player like Harden who just gets fouls for free throws for no reason. And he had none. I mean, he shot terrible, and he still had 23 points. So I like that. That was good. More of that, Harden. More no free throws.
But we're forgetting Embiid had 11 free throws and 26 points and only 5 rebounds.
Mm.
So
Who outordered him? Claxton
Claxton.
had 10.
missed a few alley-oops. A couple
Royce O'Neal off
alley-oops.
the bench. Yeah, 6 assists off the bench.
But like still, Embiid should be getting more.
Tobias Harris had a decent game too. After I said that they need to get rid of him.
Well, he always
Yeah.
does that.
They
If
still
he shows
do.
up, but does anyone see an upset in this series? I mean,
No.
Yeah, I
could see
want
one.
the Nets too, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
just
them
want-
sweeping them.
Yeah, I reckon the quicker Mikal Bridges is out of there so we can get to the Knicks next season, the better. So
With Donovan Mitchell. Oh, sorry, Luke. No, who was it? Who was in the trade?
Oh Jesus!
Who did you put in
Cam
the
Johnson.
Cam
Cam Johnson.
No, I thought you did a trade that you sent in. It was a Mavs player and a
Oh yeah,
Mikal Bridges. It
Yeah,
was just
the,
something.
yeah, Luca. That's the one.
Yeah, nice.
That's happening as well.
All right. We're gonna get on to. Oh, wait. Does anyone have their comment of the week? I don't.
I mean, I had mine for last week, but you fucking didn't do anything.
What was it? Oh, we'll go. We'll let you go because we've probably forgot
I
about
can't
it.
think of it anymore because it was last
Oh,
week.
All right. Well, let's just
I
say the
did have it.
communal.
Let me try and find it again.
The communal dumb comment of the week is probably Reggie
Oh,
Miller's.
Actually, no, I do have it. Yeah, I do have it.
Well, I've got mine now, so I'm gonna say
Yeah, that's
mine.
fine. I just need to find it.
LeBron saying to that today that he knew
You just gave away. We've got to guess.
Oh fuck!
Dickhead. You fucking idiot.
Look, we got Ollie for dumbass of the week.
God, I just hate.
Well,
some people.
anyway, he said that he knew Austin Reeves wouldn't be on a 2-way contract for long when he first saw him play, and it's just like, when is he going to stop with the capping? To be honest, like fucking hell. But I did find it funny that Austin Reeves was saying that he's him today. I like that. With all those other superstars on the court, he's the one that's him. Good on him. Who Sharpie? You've got your comment?
Yeah. All right. She's probably the greatest athlete to come out of LSU sports, man or female.
I know this one.
I was literally going to say the same thing. The same thing. I was searching it right now to try and find it again. Literally was.
Yeah,
It's not going to show up.
yeah. Shaq's pretty dumb for that. He's
Better
Big
than
Shaq,
better than
man.
Joe Shiesty. Interesting. Just
better
better
than...
than-
Fuck, I completely forgot about. I was just thinking Shaq. I mean, probably going to be Shaq.
well, to be honest, I'm surprised Shaq said
And
someone's better than him.
OBJ was from LSU.
But like, no, I think Joe Shiesty has to be the one.
Oh,
that's
who's
the
that bloke
greatest.
from? He plays for Jacksonville. Leonard.
Fournette.
Yeah, him. He went to
Yeah,
LSU
he's
as
only
well.
been in Tampa Bay for the last 5 years, but okay, bro.
Yeah.
Is it? Does he? Oh, sorry. Anyway.
But
Yeah, he
No,
won a
he
Super
got
Bowl with Tom Brady.
Oh, did
yeah,
he?
he did.
That's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
He did get
Jamar
drafted. there.
Chase as well. Pete Maravich.
it's just a
Yeah.
like, come on,
Jarvis Landry.
like
Come
good,
on, man.
good on her.
And Joe Burr.
Yeah, like
Just said Joe Shiesty.
Oh, is that the same person? Sorry.
Oh,
what do you mean,
NFL
Joe? Who the
NFL fan.
fuck's Joe Shiesty?
Oh, Sharpie, get a load of this guy.
Jesus, okay.
Look at the dumbass of the week.
Okay, put me on it.
Thank God someone.
I mean, he's only been there for a season. I put fuck, what's his name? I've already forgot him. Gee, dumbass Liam. Jeez. Fuck.
what the fuck?
Oh,
are you
why am I
on
so
about?
dumb?
I don't know why you are so dumb.
Tari Eason.
Oh
There
yeah, he's a no. She deserves props, but that's just too much.
Yeah, like come on. Now you're blowing this out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like, just
She got cooked in the final.
Yeah.
Um,
I get
Don't
it.
ask me about my comment because that was mine.
Yeah.
She won a ring. That's like saying Paddy McCaw is the greatest Golden State Warrior of all time. Like,
I mean, he's won 4.
It's like
so-
saying RJ Barrett's the greatest Nick of all time.
Kevin Knox, actually.
yeah.
All right,
All
let's
you're
move-
sleeping on Brad Stakers, man. Like,
Let's move on to
what's his
overrated,
face?
underrated.
What was his face? We used to keep calling out. Sharp.
Ron Baker?
Kuzminskis.
Oh.
That one too.
you've just been
Kuzminskis.
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 Even I put Henry Ellison above there as well. Nets legend.
Oh, did Dallenberg play for the Knicks at all?
I
think Sam
I don't
Dallenberg
know.
did.
Our banter era was hilarious.
All right, let's move on to overrated, underrated. And this was meant to be last week, so I'm not basing it off just today's game. But the first one is
what happened last week, Sharpie?
Oh, we don't know. Who knows? No one's here.
the first one is Chris Paul, Sharpie, and then Lockie.
Oh, you can't be doing this to me. Now,
Overrated, underrated, just
Overrated.
general.
I don't really have a reason.
yeah,
I just think he's overrated.
It's only because of the how good he was, and I think people still expect him to be that good, but that's just impossible.
So both going overrated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
and it hurts me to say that.
Good, because I'm going overrated too. Now, obviously, he improves every team that he goes to, but
Correct.
he hasn't won a ring, which, I mean, that Houston team probably would have if he didn't get injured.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have I loved him at OKC, don't get me wrong, but I have a personal vendetta against his fans that say that he's better than Steve Nash. So, that's why. That's why. Steven Adams.
Underrated.
Oh, he's underrated. He's always been underrated.
Yeah, always.
I think we can all agree on this one. That's a good
But I mean,
one.
he doesn't do he can't with him and Chris Paul, Steven Adams doesn't need to be rated or overrated.
No.
All
His
he does
role
is
is not to
really
be
just
that.
grab rebounds.
He's a good role player. He's meant to be a role player.
He's
whereas
literally
Chris
like
Paul's meant
Sharpie on
to be
2K.
Yeah, just grabs balls, and that's why I love him.
Correct.
But no, an underappreciated part of his game is clearing out the paint, after a pick and roll and stuff. He can, and I think he's got the perfect point guard really to do it for in Ja.
Yeah, well, he had it with Westbrook as well.
Yeah,
with his explosive ability.
And he was so good at it. And I still think it goes underappreciated when he does play. It still goes unnoticed what he does. You don't see the news or anything. You always just see Ja postering and stuff. It's fucking, you look at the bloke clearing out the paint. Fuck. Otherwise, Ja would have done this injury about 10 times already, with his hand. But we're all.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Thanks. We're 2 for 2. All agree on so far. And now this is one that Sharpie mentioned earlier. Zach LaVine.
I think he's overrated.
No, I go overrated.
We're 3 for 3. God. And we're back. We're still talking about Zach LaVine. All right, so overrated, underrated. I think we all said overrated. Was that right?
Yeah.
Sharpie.
And I think it's his injuries that make him overrated.
Is that all that you think though? Because I think
he
was meant to be a Well, then again, he wasn't meant to be a superstar. He was meant to be a good
because
player.
he won the dunk contest.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why people, I think they put good at the dunk contest and him being a good player. They thought that's a thing. But I mean, yeah, I don't think he can be underrated now unless he's in a bigger role, maybe.
Yeah. But I don't think he can get a bigger role because he had a big role at the Bulls last year, before DeMar.
Yeah.
Lockie, what are your thoughts? I know you said overrated.
I still agree with Sharpie for sure. You didn't really hear much of him until he was in the dunk contest, but hats off to him. Since then, he has improved. He hasn't gone from being just like Zach LaVine from the dunk contest. He's a genuine all round player now.
Yeah.
Whereas he was just coming off the bench at Minnesota when he was there. So he's definitely improved his game, but I think I don't think it's his fault. It's just literally from the dunk contest that there's all this hype around him now, and like he hasn't lived up to the bill that everybody thought he was going to after the dunk contest. But fuck, what's that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
It's not like he had a good game in the All-Star game. Like, that's a little bit different.
He's a
Yeah.
great player, though, but it's just that he's
Yeah,
not.
100%.
He's not. It's not really going anywhere with it.
He's an
No.
all-star, not a superstar.
Yeah,
And
like he's
I
got to a
don't think-
level, and it's just like he's in limbo now.
I
Like,
think
it's
he's
like,
reached
well,
his ceiling, you could say.
yeah. What are you gonna do next, man?
And I think he has to be. I honestly don't even think he can be the second best player on a championship winning team. I think he's the third best player. Whether he goes to the Lakers, who knows next year what could happen there. But yeah, I think he is the third best player on a championship team. I think he's a athletic Chris Middleton.
It's a fair
If you want to look at a comparison, it's a different sort of comparison. But has anyone else got anything on NBA before we move to AFL? We won't dive into the AFL for too long because it's already
because
been
we're a sports podcast.
It's been a pretty long episode. We don't want to go too long, okay?
You don't have to be here.
I do need to cook my steaks. So
oh boy.
Maybe get you cooking for 5 minutes and then go on to another thing.
fuck off. You're a coward. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about in the NBA?
No.
How about them Knicks?
Okay, see better.
What did you expect to get from that?
We'll touch
One game
on
at a
see
time.
better. Yeah, no, nice.
We'll touch on AFL.
Where are they? Where are they?
We'll touch on
Yeah,
AFL, but
Oklahoma.
we won't touch it at we won't
They're in
touch
Oklahoma. Wait, are we
Okay,
talking
yeah.
about
Coach.
LA
They're
Dodgers?
going to Coachella,
second-
aren't
Are we talking about LA Dodgers Triple A team?
We're actually talking about
OKC Dodgers.
We're talking about the Oakland A's. So
they?
Oh,
they're
yeah, how
going
bad
so
are
well.
3-12, man. That's just terrible.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
what a great movie though. We'll go
Oh,
to
because it was called the Oakland A's, wasn't it? It was called Moneyball.
Shut the fuck up.
What's that, attitude? Oh, sports podcast. Talk about
Oh,
sport, you get told to shut
I'll
up.
give you an attitude adjustment like John Cena. That's a sport.
Have you your teeth adjusted?
I've got a
What about
creepy
that
person
nose?
just standing at my door watching me. But
Oh, Frizzle.
yeah, we'll go to the AFL. I'm not going to talk about Richmond because we're just dog shit.
Oh, but we're a sports podcast.
Well, we're not going to touch on every fucking game, otherwise we'll be here for 2 hours. We'll touch about the big games. Carlton
Touch
losing
about the
to
big
that-
games.
Fuck off. This is pressure. Yeah, I didn't even realize he was.
He's not ready for prime time.
This
He's
is
not
Mon-
ready for live
this is-
podcasts.
This is Monday Night Football. Carlton versus Adelaide. I had Adelaide beating Carlton, but I changed my tip at the last second when I got talked out of it by mates at work. Was
Yeah,
anyone
you're a
else?
coward.
Was anyone else surprised? Did anyone expect this sort of a game? Like it was at Adelaide Oval. It was gather round, which we'll talk about more. But did anyone else?
Oh, but not for long,
expect
though.
I was, but I wasn't because one of my mates actually messaged me who's a Carlton supporter when they played North last week in one, and we had more scoring shots than there. I'm like, mate, you weren't that good, and he was like, no, going back at me. I'm like, we had 29 scoring shots, I think, to 25 or something like that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, if you're giving away that many to us, you're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised at all by what happened on the weekend, to be honest.
Sharpie?
I was a bit happy.
What are we talking about?
Adelaide Carlton.
Oh, I was surprised. I thought Carlton was going to win, but no, they didn't. So
You give me too many cheap shots that you don't even realize what we're fucking talking about.
I'm playing MLB.
Yeah.
Man. Not really.
Oakland A's.
Typical.
Nah, Cubs.
Give us a
Chicago
little bit
Cubs.
of an encore to that song that she sings at the end of the movie, Sharpie.
I've only seen it twice, can't remember. You've got it saved because you're a 4-year-old girl.
So you know the song then.
Yeah, I know the song. I don't know it off by heart. Or just any words.
Josh Hart.
Oh, wow.
I honestly think Adelaide can make the top 8 and will finish in the top 8. They're just going to be that weird team. North Melbourne.
I also have to. I apologise. I have to make a formal apology to us because I did lose to Sports Confidential's host dual host Ben Hicks in Supercoach on the weekend, and I'm very
Shout out to
disappointed
Sports
myself.
Confidential.
So I'm very, very, very sorry to all of our listeners.
And just to let you know, I haven't had to say sorry to anyone because I'm 5-0.
Here we go.
And I'm cruising. So let's just put that out there because
What a Richmond
Yeah.
fuck off. How about that? It's all about how I am, not how the Tigers are. More people
You could have come
support-
back with the Bulldogs, but that's fun.
Oh, true.
Losing
But
to
we're
Port,
moving on to
not
North.
well.
Lockie,
Let's go.
do you want to talk about North? I've got
No,
nothing to say about North, so I'll let you take off.
I don't either. I was actually quietly confident because we had some very big players back, like height-wise and everything, some big, tall defenders, and we sucked.
They're
Is
bad
it-
Jai as
when-
well.
that's bad.
broken. What's he broken?
He
Something.
broke his hand, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Why is that such a common injury all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know, but
He started a trend.
yeah, very, very, very.
Yeah, Jai just copied
disappointed.
him.
Yeah.
Because you know you're doing really bad when Joe Danaher's kicking bags on you,
Yeah.
just quietly.
Oh, and he was down by like 24 at half time, so I was like, he's
Yeah, correct.
doing well, and then just fucking,
Just
He's in
fell
front
off
at
a
one
cliff.
stage.
Yeah, just fell off a fucking cliff.
what, 6-0 or something.
No, it was 12-0 in the
Mm,
first quarter.
fuck yeah.
Probably the biggest surprise of the weekend, though, the game that I think everyone got messed up with footy tipping because I saw a lot of 8s. Essendon beating Melbourne. Now, I didn't expect this to happen, but Essendon have been playing pretty good football. Sharpie's best mate Sam will be happy about this, and our best mate Slug from the Horsey Tips.
Yeah, because Sam's not our best mate.
And my best mate Jack Lee.
that we
I don't
have
know what his
retired
opinion is
in.
on it.
We have retired for a little bit. The Slugs Horsey Tips, they might return, but
I remember doing one this year.
no, we haven't. That's what I mean. It might return. It might. I'll speak to him, see what we can do. But Essendon winning, for me, it kind of just puts a stamp on. I don't think there's a clear favourite to win the league this year. Like Melbourne, obviously not clear. Collingwood, I don't think are clear just yet after what they did with Brisbane and St Kilda and stuff. What are your thoughts, Sharpie? Do you think there is a clear winner after a game like this for Melbourne?
What if Collingwood beat Essendon this weekend? Well, Tuesday.
I still don't know. I still don't think so because
Collingwood's got too many injuries at the moment.
yeah, and Collingwood got shown up by Brisbane and like their weaknesses were exploited and they nearly lost to the Saints and the Saints were unbeaten. But I just don't think there's a clear favourite. I can't pinpoint one or two teams that are going to make the grand final. I think there's at least 4 or 5 that are just around the mark. You got
Who are
any
the
thoughts
others
on this,
that-
Lockie?
Who are the others that you're
Well,
that you need to mention?
I think so. I think there's Melbourne. I think there's Sydney. I think there's Brisbane. I think there's Collingwood. And then you could probably throw in, I'm trying to think of a 5th team.
Go get Geelong in.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
Like you could throw a Geelong or St Kilda or someone in.
Throw a Geelong in.
I know Geelong are going horrible, but they can
Geelong
turn
should
it
have already
around.
been in there.
Bro, they've won their last 2 games by like over 10 goals.
Yeah, but
Fucking hell.
but that's my point. There's 5 or 6 teams that could
Yeah, but you struggled to think of Geelong.
because they had a shocking start to the year.
Yeah, they lost 2 games.
3
Stress less.
games.
3, whatever.
Notice how Richmond wasn't there.
Yeah, because I don't think we've got no Tom Lynch for a significant amount of time. Shea Bolton's probably going to go out for a few weeks after what he did.
Where's he going?
Taranto still can't kick the ball. And we've got Melbourne this
to
week.
save his life.
And I will be sinking a lot of beers to not focus
No,
on
that's
the
good.
game.
Just promoting alcohol on the podcast.
What, the same again after this weekend? How was your weekend this weekend?
It was great. We had good fun. I kicked a goal.
It didn't count, bro.
Yeah,
I just no one asked.
Fuck off.
Didn't count.
It did count.
I didn't rule the goal.
Yeah, but he was cheating. It was 40 meters out, straight through the eye diddle diddle, and that's another one of my new sayings, Sharpie. By the way, I've got a few. What else was there? That's not what you want on your toast. Eye diddle diddle.
I don't even hear what you said originally.
Eye diddle diddle through the eye diddle diddle.
Did you?
Oh, fuck off. Here we go. You're gonna set me up for something, so I'm just gonna continue on. But my point stands. Do you agree, Lockie, or do you think that you could
Do I
pick
agree
out,
with what? Sorry.
like you could pick 3 or 4 teams to put in the grand final? Or do you think it's
Oh yeah, but I'm not done on Geelong yet. Like Jeremy Cameron's in.
he's a
freaking-
superstar.
Oh mate, like he's in Brownlow form at the moment. The way he's playing, like he's
If they won
playing
enough games, he
unbelievable.
definitely would be. But
Yeah, but even in the games that they lost, like if they didn't have him, they would have lost by like so much more. Like which game they played? Was it their second game that
they versus
they
Collingwood
lost?
ran. Oh no, they versus Carlton ran too.
I reckon it was Carlton.
Yeah,
And it was
It's a Gold
because it was
Coast.
Charlie Cameron and Charlie Curnow and Jeremy Cameron pretty much just going toe to toe. But like Jez was running down in the back line, taking marks and like working down forward all of a sudden and like just everywhere. So yeah, he's an absolute superstar. He's probably having his best season so far in my eyes.
We'll get on to the last game of the weekend because it was the big game between the unbeaten St Kilda Saints and Collingwood. Now I think it was probably a bigger game for the Saints because they needed to prove themselves, and I still think they did prove themselves because everyone knows what Collingwood is going to be. Even though I said they were going to fall out of the top 8 this year, don't I look like a dumbass? But
How about that Nick Dacos take as well? That was good as.
Fuck off. He's still a sheepdog. He's still just sheep out the back, just getting cheapies.
Feel like Daniel Rioli.
Oi.
But it makes sense for him considering the ball's down back all the time anyway. So.
He breaks lines. But I think St Kilda actually proved that they are going to battle, and they're getting
Josh Battle.
They're getting Membry and Deal back next week. I think they're going to finish top 6. I really do. That might be a hot take.
That's a massive hot take. Top 6. Jeez.
Oh well, you look at the team.
Have some guts and say like top 4 or something.
I reckon they're going to finish within the 18. Like within one.
I reckon they are too. Fuck
it up.
You'd back them. You'd back them.
Has anyone else got any comments on this game? Because
I don't know. Have you got anything intellectual to say?
Well, we're finishing up here anyway.
I thought Collingwood played
on
all right.
that.
I think in the last quarter, St Kilda probably died off a bit.
Came back at the end, the very end, but
yeah, that was very funny.
Left it late.
Craig McRae was not a happy man.
And Lockie, you sent me that clip of Taylor Adams. I don't think that's a week. I think
that's mate, some of these sling tackles, like fuck me,
he was
mate.
getting
like,
gang tackled.
What are these people? What are these blokes meant to do? Are they meant to just like grab them and just hold them and stand?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck are they actually? There was
That's
that
hard.
one. There was
Taylor Adams.
Yeah, isn't that what we were just talking about?
Oh, Merritt. Sorry.
Yes, Merritt was the other one as well.
He's apparently getting a week for that too.
You're just not allowed to tackle in it. You're not allowed to tackle in a fucking contact sport. That's
Adams has already been given a week.
Well,
fucking dog shit.
Who was that bloke from St Kilda that punched Nathan Murphy?
Yeah, that was a bit silly.
That was really unnecessary.
It was a bit silly.
Bloody,
it was a bit silly.
This week's got good games though. St Kilda versus Carlton, 1st versus 4th. Richmond versus Melbourne. What a great game that's going to be that we're going to be going to, Lockie. What great fun.
Yep, let's
go. But it is
Anzac
Day Eve, and I've been told
I'll be going to the Anzac Day game.
I've been told that we need to get there early because, like, apparently it's a very good atmosphere with whatever they do pre-game. Like, I've seen it on TV, but haven't seen it in person, so maybe we'll have to get there early. And obviously, Anzac Day game, 2nd versus 3rd. Essendon a 2nd. Like, I know they've been playing well, but it just does not feel like
who tipped them to get the wooden spoon this year?
We did.
Who's the bigger dickhead now? Yeah, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, but I still got Tom Lynch for Norm Smith.
Siri, you stupid
yeah, we got Tom Lynch for Norm Smith. It's not Coleman, it's Norm Smith. So we're still in with the shout.
Oh, that was all-time autism. Yeah.
We're a sports podcast, by the way.
Yeah, fuck off. I think we'll end it on that. I don't think there's much else that we can cover, unless you want to go in Premier League and everything else. Sharpie.
No,
I don't.
It's pretty boring. Not really an interesting weekend.
I mean, Arsenal choking the title.
Chelsea doggies.
Yep. And Mane coming back to Liverpool. So It's all
Guys, he inflicted some serious damage to Sane's lip. Did you see that? Jesus.
He's coming back to Liverpool. It's already done.
How about them Wombats though?
Yeah, getting a win on the
Yeah,
weekend.
them
Up the bat.
Wombats.
And the Panthers, both getting a
Yep.
win.
Yep.
The
Yep.
boys teams.
Yep. And up Brad.
Yep. Up the Deer Parks.
Yep.
My best friend
We love the Deer
Jack
Parks.
Lear, he won as well.
Jack Lear, yep, in a close 6-point game or something against Shep Bears.
He was
which is-
best on ground.
Was he?
He had 3
Yeah.
touches.
Wait, no, I'm being serious. Did he get best on?
No.
In my heart, he did.
You're
had
a
3
fuckhead.
touches.
You're a fuckhead. Hey, he might have had 4. We'll check.
Lear,
in
if
his
you're
back
somehow
tomorrow.
watching this, I love you.
We'll skip to this part and we'll put this on TikTok so he can get it in his For You
Yep.
page.
Pause.
Why is the pause there?
He said get it in.
No, get in.
Ollie
Alright.
made it funny.
We can end so I can go cook my delicious out of date steaks. Thanks for
Oof.
joining us, lads.
No worries at all. Anytime. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that.
It would be any time. That got changed 3 times last week. So
Yeah,
who knows?
correct.
Oh, we're going to move this to Tuesdays. Oh,
It's going to be Wednesdays. It's going
oh
to
no,
be
we'll do it on
Wednesdays.
Wednesday. Oh, no, we'll do it tomorrow night. Lockie, and we'll do it Thursday after footy training. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yep.
Wednesdays, okay?
Oh, mad playoff preview. Didn't want to talk about it anyway.
It's going to be
Well, that's
Wednesdays.
nearly over, bro.
Talk about the playoff preview 1 game into it. That's awesome. We're a sports
You have
podcast, though.
done this to yourself.
You've
Talk
done
about-
this yourself.
Just talk
Um,
about basketball and footy. That's it.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go cook my steaks. Thank you for
What
joining
do you
idea.
me.
think about it?
We
Pleasure.
will see you next week. And before
Will we?
Sharpie says
Will
it,
we though?
We
We
shall.
don't know.
See ya.
Put that on a cliffhanger.